What's going on, everybody? Kind of want to get some shit off my chest. A couple people been asking me some questions about, you know, life itself. And, I mean, is life, like, really, like, I guess, like, the subject is, like, is life really kind of as precious as, I guess, the establishment kind of makes it seem? You know, we're taught that when we have children, that's like one of the best things ever is to have kids. You know, David Banner even went so far as to say, he was like, so if you lived and you didn't have a child while you were alive, then, you know, your lineage kind of dies with you and whatever. Yeah, I'm a little bit raggedy right now. I gotta fucking get my fucking, get myself a lining. Get all this fucking hair trimmed off and shit. It's not even that much hair, but I still needed to be trimmed or whatever. And I know some of you conscious niggas like, he's still smoking cigarettes. Because I'm beyond Earth, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm mentally beyond Earth, where it's like, I need to stop smoking. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm beyond Earth. But actually, back to the point, you know, is life really, it's like super precious? In my opinion, I would say that it is, but it isn't. It's precious because of the fact that, you know, everybody comes to Earth for like a certain, I believe that we have like a certain earthly duty and like a certain spiritual duty. You know, our earthly duty is basically like, you know, you want to come down here and make a mark on the world. You want to do this, you want to do that. You want to, you know, be the best you could be. You want to get as much money as you can or whatever the fuck. That could be an earthly version of what some niggas are here to do in just a materialistic sense. Not even really like an overall sense where it's like, okay, this is like your earthly bound duty. I mean, you know, on some goofy shit, that's what we think we be here for. You know what I'm saying? Like, to make a mark on the world, to become the best rapper or filmmaker or whatever. But your spiritual journey has something totally different. And I believe that the core essence of everybody's spiritual journey is basically here to figure all this shit out. That's just what I believe. You know, and once again, you know, some teachers have said that that's, you know, basically, that's a main thing in being on Earth is trying to figure out all of this shit. Like, why were you born? Why are you black? You know, why did I choose to have dreads rather than a fade? Because, like, my whole life I've been, like, into kind of, like, growing my hair out, to be really honest. Then, like I said, in my opinion, there's two sides of that. An earthly bound thing, it looks cool. You know, all the bitches love it and all that dumb shit. And then the spiritual side, maybe it's got something to do with, you know, the fact that there's certain things about people that have longer hair and the dreads and the powers and the strength of your hair, like Samson or whatever the fuck his name is. You know what I'm saying? So why do I choose to have that? Why was I born black? Why was I born in Chicago? Why did I grow up in Chicago and New Orleans? You know, that's in my opinion, like, that's the spiritual journey. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the spiritual understanding of life. What is life? Like, what exactly is grass? Like, what the fuck is grass if you think about it? Not just the name of it because we call it grass and, you know, nah, like, what the fuck is grass? What the fuck actually is water? I know niggas gonna break it down. And water is basically liquid oxygen and, yeah, H2O. And, yeah, I know all of that. But, I mean, okay, well, then what is oxygen? What is H2O? You know, this is the reason I get up every day, basically. On some real nigga shit. This is why I get up every fucking day. Is to figure out all of this shit. Like, why does the skin, like, why do you have 5 fingers? I mean, there's answers to this. But I mean a deeper concept of an answer. Not just, oh, you got 5 fingers because whatever the fuck somebody would say about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what exactly is hair? Like, what exactly is hair? On some real shit. There's answers to this, earthly bound answers, but I want the spiritual answer. Something that's beyond, oh, it's some cool shit that somebody can make up, or some shit that's probably, you know, fucking factual. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's a spiritual meaning. There's a spiritual meaning for everything, and there's a spiritual purpose for everything, and there's a human purpose for everything. And I believe that we're put down here for both things. Not really to get to diamond, you know, get the diamond rings and be flashy and get all the money, fuck all the hoes and all that dumb shit. That's like an ego trip to do all of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get the nice, coldest cars and all that. That's not even, that ain't got nothing to really do with shit. I mean, you can adapt that to your, you know, to why you're a human and why, you know, you came down here for your human meaning, but not really though, because that's just some egotistical shit. A human meaning is like, what am I supposed to do here? Why was I born back in the flesh? What's my goal in the, you know, in the flesh? What am I supposed to go out in the world and actually physically do? That would be a correspondence to your human, you know what I'm saying? Your human meaning of life. Spiritual is okay. So, you know, let me figure out why the fuck am I here and what is all of this shit? You know what I'm saying? And what my soul is. And how do I adapt back to that? And how do I get in touch with the spirit world while I'm down here? You know what I'm saying? Like, get in touch with certain magics that's for me, made by my people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but back to the, you know, the lesson at hand. It's like, really, like, life is precious, like I said, because we all have a journey. You know, some people, especially white people and shit, they say crazy ass shit like, there's no meaning to life. Like, I was watching Sopranos, and Tony Soprano's kid was like, he gets to a point in the show where he's like, you know, what's the meaning of life? He's questioning, which is good, but then he sits back and says dumb shit like, there is no meaning to it all. Nah, that's not true. There's definitely a meaning to you being here, because you wouldn't be here. If there was no meaning to it all, you'd be a rock at the fucking beach. You know what I'm saying? You'd be a still fucking rock, but there's a meaning to a rock. So, you know, it's bullshit. Is life precious? Now, I gave you the why it is, right? Now, in a sense, why it's not is because of the fact that this is a simulation anyways. And the plight of you, which people don't really seem to get, the plight of you is being a human. I feel like I got to smoke this square as soon as I get up to feel a certain type of whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, it's a plight of you because I got to get up and eat. I'm fucking hungry. Your body's always fucking hungry. Your body basically, in my opinion, holds you back. And this is more, you know, Panic got me into the Gnostic, really. This is more, but I don't believe everything they fucking say, but this is basically what the Gnostics teach. It's like the body holds you back. A lot of ancient civilizations believe that this was prison for the soul. The body and earth and its inhabitants are basically, this is like a prison for your soul. Like, but there is a reason to come back to prison. It's a strange thing. There is a reason to come back to this prison, but this is prison. You know, shout out to Blue Pill and Red Pill, man. But they, you know, they said that Earth is basically the jump off spot. I don't agree with that. From what I've seen. Not just like I said, like, y'all niggas got to come up with your own fucking thesis of this shit. You can't, like, look at Panic and be like, no, this ain't the jump off spot. Why? It's like, no, it's just not. It's just not the jump off spot. What's your own real realization about that? My realization of why it's not the jump off spot is because basically this universe is governed by basically, there's more of a negative force here than a positive force, in my opinion. I know this because there's no complete happiness on this place. Doesn't exist for anybody. You could be blissfully happy where stuff is going wrong around you, and you just choose not to correspond to it, or not to react, you know, or not to well, you shouldn't react to it, but not to notice it, period. And that's dumb. You know, somebody getting killed right next to you, but you're just happy because you told yourself that you're happy. That's bullshit. You know, so that's kind of how I know that, because that's how I know it's not the jump off spot, because there's a pursuit for happiness. You got to pursue it. It's not something that's just guaranteed to you. But having negative thoughts, is not really guaranteed to you neither. But, I mean, you could be as happy as you want living off the land and all of that shit. Be in a tent with your kids and a tiger comes in there and mauls you guys when you're sleeping. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's over. It's done. So I don't believe it's a jump off spot entirely. It is to a certain extent. This is what I'm saying. Like, Panic did a video one time and he was talking about how Bobby could say two things. And it never made sense to Panic at first because he was like, you know, how the fuck could that be? You know, in one video, well, one time, you know, Bobby was telling Panic, he was like, you know, because this is the group about, you know, this is going on in that group on Facebook and my YouTube page, and this is the occultees. So, you know, a lot of times, and I really fuck with, I really fuck with Panic more than anybody else because, not because what he says I want to get on with it and it's just like, oh, no. It's like what he says broadcasts itself in my life. So I adapt to it because seeing is somewhat believing. And, you know, I feel the energy that he's talking about. I'm like, yeah, that made sense to me. And I've always asked that question and I've always kind of come to that conclusion. And now he's just kind of, you know, verifying it for me. So that's why I kind of fuck with it. But he was saying that, you know, Bobby was like, yeah, man, you know, eating that Chinese food. He was like, yeah, I ate some Chinese food and it made me sick. And he was like, yeah, you know, it's good because it cleans out your body, man. And in one video, another time, like, yeah, I ate some food or whatever. Like, you can't eat that stuff, man, because da-da-da-da-da-da. So you can be right and wrong at the same time. A lot of people, because they don't understand that people be, like, especially in the black conscious community, man, they do all this fucking arguing about stuff that it's like both of y'all niggas could be right and both of y'all could be wrong at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all argue like there's a definitive, and some things do have a definitive answer. Some things just don't. And like I've said before in multiple videos of mine, some things you'll never get a total answer on. Not as a human. You just won't get an answer on these things because it's outworldly. Some of this stuff you're speculating on anyways. That doesn't mean don't adapt yourself with it or try to get into it and figure it out. But some of this stuff you're not going to really be able to know as a human because you're a human and you're thinking about something that's outside of the realm of being a human, or outside of this realm of possibilities. So that's not going to be answered for you. You know what I'm saying? But some things we could basically, you know, we could adapt ourselves with. Might work for somebody else, might not work for somebody, you know, another dude or whatever, or another woman. It might not work for them. You know what I'm saying? So you could be right and wrong at the same time. So yeah, like life is precious, but it's not. It's precious in a sense, but it's also not precious in a sense, because this is the plight of you. This is like the lower form. This is the lowest form of you. Let's get that out the way. I believe that this is the lowest. This is one of the lowest forms of a human, of a spirit, is to be a human. There might be lower forms, you know, but this is one of the lowest forms of being a human. I'm gonna correct myself. I believe that it might be one of the lowest forms of being anything, because if you realize that your spirit is beyond earth and it's the divine divinity, period, and it comes from a divine force that's beyond earth, then for you to be locked in a body that makes you eat, sleep, and shit is basically the plight of you. Not to say like fuck your life and jump in front of a fucking bus, because, you know, I don't know about I don't exactly know about reincarnation, but that's probably gonna spell do-over for that ass, because you didn't learn enough to die. That's why the Illuminati is killing blacks at an unprecedented rate, especially in hood niggas, because they pretty much know that these niggas not into their ancient science, so they'll be back down here again. Their plight is to keep niggas down there. Don't forget that. My fucking ears itching like motherfucker. Their plight is like the establishment, the Illuminati, whatever the fuck you want to call these niggas. Their plight is to keep you here. Gotta understand that. And anything that they do that seems to be their agenda is something you really got to question. Like, why do they want to keep you down here so much? Why do they push you to have children? You know what I'm saying? In a time right now, in my opinion, where it's like, having kids is damn near, I don't even know. This is not a good time to have kids, in my opinion. Future's uncertain. Stuff going on today that's just like, man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, the kids are more in danger than they've ever really been, to be really honest with you. The kids are more in danger than they've ever really been in the 80s, the 60s, the 90s. You know, it's just a lot of stuff going on right now. Food and TV and, you know, this phone I'm talking on right now to do this fucking video. So, you know, it is It's precious because you're here to learn something. You're on a journey. This is still a spiritual journey for motherfuckers, but at the same time, the journey, the box that you're held in for this journey lowers your vibration because you're in a human. You have these thoughts of like, you know, you have negative thoughts and stuff can come in, and you know, you have mind control, stuff that it can influence you from flashing a certain color at you, man. So, you know, but the Gnostics basically teach that, no, Earth is dirty and grimy, and, you know, this is basically a prison for you to be on Earth, because you can't, think about it, you can't even leave this place. We can't fly out of here and go to space, see some other shit. I mean, who knows if these niggas gonna try to make the technology to let you do that shit in some type of ship. But if you weren't really grounded to Earth, if this wasn't prison, you would be able to fly out and do other shit immediately. We'd be able just to, you know, get the fuck up out of here and just do some other shit. Go travel other galaxies like Superman, just flying through the fucking cosmos and shit. We can't do that because we're trapped on Earth, I believe. So yeah, you come down here for a reason, but it's not, I don't believe it's all the way the jump off spot. You know what I'm saying? Somewhat is, like I said before, it somewhat is because you're still down here to learn some shit. And you're still down here to basically, to put in that work. You know, because if you could get your mind together enough while you're here, you can move on to other realms, I believe. Like I'm saying, this is back to the speculation. Because some of this stuff can't be proven while you're a human, even if you think you got all the knowledge you need to know about it. None of us have died yet. We're still here. So I don't know that all the way, like, you know, in totality, where it's like, I'm 100% certain. I mean, I'm pretty much 100% certain from what I think, but not, you know, exactly all the way what I know, even though it's all about the knowing. You know, you got to know this and that. Some things I don't believe that you can all the way know when you're a human. I just don't believe so. I just don't believe so. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man, you're still down here to put in that work. And if you put in enough work, you could probably move past this realm. You know, you might want to come back here another time, centuries from now, decades from now, just to do it again, but you won't have to, you know? So yeah, man, that's what that is on that. You know, I just kind of feel like it really can be, but you know, just you know, just like what the Gnostics are saying. I mean, think about it, like, for you to live, for me to live, I got to go out, like, I don't got to go out and do it physically, but I got to go buy some chicken that was slaughtered. This whole universe is basically a dog-eat-dog world, man. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and I sit back and think about that shit like, damn, a shark can't even survive without, like, you know what I'm saying, being a fucking predator in the waters, eating smaller fish. And then that's just the way of life for a shark. He ain't doing nothing wrong. That's just what he does. He was actually designed and programmed to do that. It's almost like the creator put other fish down here for their own purpose, but also to get eaten up by a shark. And if you think about that, it's fucked up. Same thing with us. A lot of naturalists, you know, they believe vegan motherfuckers, I'm eating fish, or I'm eating motherfucking plants. I'm better than people that eat meat. Not really, because plants still have organic life to them. They still breathe and they still grow and they still live. When you take that off the earth and eat it, you're taking them out of their shit. You're killing life, because plants, trees, that's the shit that gives us life, man. Like, we live off of that shit. We live off of plant. I mean, we live off of it, not by eating it, by you know, by it being a source of oxygen for us. So we live off of that shit. So, you know, we gotta breathe off of that shit. And you eating plants, you're not really doing nothing better than the motherfucker that eats meat, except for something that's better for you, for the body. You know what I'm saying? But you're still taking, what I'm saying is, you're still taking a form of life to feed your fucking ass. So you can fucking eat every fucking day and you can be satisfied and walk around like, I'm doing better. Even though you technically are, when you're eating grass and stuff like that, when you're eating plants, helps you think better. You know what I'm saying? The energy that's in that's a lot better than the energy that's in animals. So in a sense, yeah. See what I'm saying? Like I said, I've always done this thing with two polarities to shit. There's always like two polarities to shit. Yeah, it's good to eat plants and shit like that because it's better for the body. Better better for the, you know, I guess like the soul while it's in the body, and better for the mind and everything else. But you're also still taking life. Like, you got to consume shit. You got to break off a branch. You know what I'm saying? They had to break off a branch and destroy a whole tree for you to eat that shit. So, in my opinion, it's all about polarities. Is life precious? It is, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? It is, but it's not. It ain't, because like I said before, you know, your soul is in prison. Your soul and spirit is in prison to be on earth. You can't do everything that you would naturally do because your body it prohibits. It prohibits that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it prohibits you being able to do certain things because you're a body. You can't go through the wall. You can't travel to the cosmos instantly. As if a spirit, I believe that when you get up out of here, you might be able to really fucking do. Can't do that type of shit. So a spirit ain't got no pain. You don't feel pain as a spirit, I don't believe. You don't have to eat as a spirit, I don't believe. I ain't a spirit right now, you know, in life. So, you know, some of this shit I gotta speculate on. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what that is, man. You know, and the body has to be entertained. It's got to be entertained. It's got to feel loved. It's got to do all this extra shit that really, you know, some of this shit is natural. Some of it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of it's actually some natural shit that, you know what I'm saying, it's just natural, organic. Some of this shit is synthetic, like a more synthetic ways of thinking. I feel like we got to be entertained nowadays. You know, we got to have a TV on. You know what I'm saying? We got to smoke a nice joint. See, and that's the thing, too. Like, motherfuckers be smoking just to get high. Like, nigga, you need to be smoking to fucking get into contact with some motherfucking spirits and feel some type of energy. That's why I get blazed. And to be honest with you, my third eye has opened up so fucking much that sometimes I smoke and they be like, man, I got to chill out. I'm seeing a little bit too much. Because I've been open my third eye like fucking damn near 10, 15 years ago. And I'm only 26. I did that shit a long time ago. You know, one thing I don't all the way agree with that Panic says, now that I'm thinking about it, is he's like, man, you ain't gotta really. Well, I agree with that. You don't have to do. He's like, fuck doing shrooms and shit like that. I gotta disagree. I gotta disagree. Because when you're fucking around with shrooms and shit like that, that shit is a gateway to another realm. You know, drinking it, all of that shit is. Like, if you think about it, we don't even want to be normal and just live on Earth. That's because, like I said, Earth is not the jump off spot. We were always looking for a way to fucking open up our mind and feel a certain way to kind of get out of this shit that we in every fucking day. We want to feel different. We want to feel outworldly. We don't want to feel like we on Earth. That's why we get fucked up. We get high. We get drunk. We do shrooms. These motherfuckers off of lean nowadays. I don't know what's cracking with that shit, but I mean, to each his own, my nigga. I don't see no spiritual power in being off of no motherfucking lean. That's just me. But like I said before, a lot of these dumbass niggas out here, they're not trying to do this shit to feel some type of spiritual power. I get blazed so I can feel that energy. I get drunk so I can fuck with that pan energy, my nigga. That's why I get drunk. So I can feel that shit. And when I'm drunk, like I said, since the third eye is open and shit, pituitary and pineal gland are working hand in hand, I get to a point where it's like, man, I'm seeing too much. I'm thinking too much. I'm hearing too much shit. Let me close the gateway a little bit. That's real shit. It's not something like I heard about. I experience. I deal with this shit fucking daily, like real shit. Like got the fucking from the occult's website. Got the fucking the money candle. I can show you my wallet right now, motherfucker. On D's, I can take the money out and flash it at motherfuckers, and you'll see everything that's going on in this motherfucker. Ones, tens, fives, all that shit. Got what the fuck I need. And that's how that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I know that shit works. Like, certain things work. It ain't no just like motherfuckers just saying this shit to make themselves seem a certain fucking way about this shit. Shit works. My fucking pockets greased. My pockets is lined up. You feel me? Like, I can go out and do what the fuck I want to do right now. I choose not to. And I'm still making more money today. So that shit works. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely off topic here, but I always do this shit in my videos. So if anybody's watching this shit, hopefully y'all niggas can understand that shit. I'm always going to go off the topic a little bit because there's a lot of stuff I'll be ready to get off my mind and chest. Now, a couple people have brought to my attention, I should have like a broadcast, yeah, on YouTube. So I might actually start doing some videos with some other motherfuckers and shit where we're kind of just sitting down talking about shit on some daily struggle shit. a spiritual version of daily struggles, basically. So I'm thinking about doing that shit as well pretty soon. I might gotta align myself with certain motherfuckers and, you know, fuck with a thing where we just kind of sit down and we just bring up topics. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do it yet. Bring up topics, talk about them, see what other motherfuckers got to say about them, bring up what we think about them, and yeah, do it like that. Because a lot of motherfuckers have saying you know, I've always gotten like compliments from motherfuckers saying, nigga, you got like a lot of wisdom, you know a lot of shit. So I'll be like, you know, hey, you know, some of this, and like I said, when I get drunk, some of this shit just kind of comes to me. It's just divine to me. It's just like, boom, there it is. Like, get certain answers to shit all the time. I be asking, sometimes I don't even be asking a question for it, and something gives me the answers. You know, so that's just what that is, man. And also, like, you know, when it comes to the spiritual shit, spiritual protection too. Like, I done been in many situations just living in Chirac, bro, where, you know what I'm saying, like, a whole bunch of goofy ass shit could have went down and shit, but for some reason, I know this 100% factual, because there's just too many instances where stuff doesn't go down. There's some other, you know, because my spirit is in the 4th dimension. That's where you get your divine thought from. It's in the 4th dimension, and your body, well, maybe your soul, I forgot how it goes. Spirit's in the 4th dimension, soul's in the body in the 3rd, or vice fucking versa, or whatever the fuck. But my spirit, my soul, something's in the 4th dimension. And there's some deities that follow me every day. Every day. Sometimes when I get, like I said, when I get drunk or high enough, I actually see them. When I close my eyes, I see a shadow of them. Or I just see them as dots, like orbs or some shit like that. Like when I'm really fucked up. Sometimes when I'm not even fucked up, I see them out of nowhere. I'm like, damn, what the fuck is that? Oh, what's up? You know, what's cracking? It happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? All the fucking time. I see certain, you know, certain deities. I'm like, yeah, that motherfucker it be following me, and nothing comes my way bad. Drive around all the fucking time, doing what the fuck I got to do, no accidents. You know, I live up north Chicago, but it's dangerous. It's dangerous as fuck over here. It's gotten a lot more dangerous over the years. That's where the white motherfuckers live at. You feel me? I ain't move over here by choice. This is just where I wound up at. But motherfuckers be getting robbed. All type of shit be happening over here. Because this is also the hood, like down the street. I do deliveries for a restaurant over here. I make real good money doing that shit. And even when it's late night, motherfuckers at my job like, no, not to go down. We hate any deliveries on Howard. That's what it's called. It's called Howard Street. Like, it's over there by, you know, by all the, I think it's GDs, BDs over there. Maybe some Blackstones or something. I don't know. I think there's some GD ass niggas over there. And, yeah, I mean, at 2 o'clock in the morning, I have to do a delivery over there. Nigga just got robbed going over there the other day. You know, I be good when I go over there for some reason. And it's not even that. It's been many instances like, I've had this thing. I've noticed this thing over the years. Any one of these goofy ass bitch niggas be out here talking shit, and I ain't knock them out yet. Like, I ain't get to a situation with them yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't like, we don't get into it or nothing like that yet. Before, well, some of them I do, and, you know, that's handled that way. But some motherfuckers I get into it with, and I never see them again. That's been happening for years. Years. Get into it with goofy ass, bitch ass, you know, these are the whole ass niggas. It's goofy ass niggas. I'm like, all right, I'm going to catch you, nigga. And I never see him again. Out of nowhere. They either get locked up or they killed. Now, that's some spiritual shit. That's some, not even to, like I said, not to get in my ego. I just noticed that over the years where it's like, what happened to old dude I got into it that one time with? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what happened to this nigga. Plenty of instances. Like, I went to the gas station down the street from the crib, from the hut. And there's this one dude, like, every time I go outside, this nigga's, like, all in my motherfucker's face, like, fucking staring at me and shit. You know how niggas be in the hood. They be like, who is this nigga? I was like, nigga, you don't own the streets. You own no fucking real estate over here. What the fuck? You don't own shit. But these niggas, they got this mental complex where it's just like, man, this is my block and blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. You know? You know, so I get into it with the nigga one day. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is you looking at, bro? Like, like every time I come outside, I see your bitch ass and you out here, you looking wild as fuck. You just like all in my motherfucking face. And he about to try to jump me with this other little dude. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of got away at that point because I'm like, I'm not finna get jumped by these niggas, man. I ain't got no Glock on me or nothing. So what the fuck was the point? So, you know, Got into it with that nigga one time. Well, I saw him a lot of times. This is the thing that fucks me up. Saw him a lot of times, and I got into him with that last time, never seen him again. And that's been happening my whole motherfucking life with motherfuckers and shit. Some niggas I scrap it out, you just gotta scrap it out with. I ain't claiming to be the toughest nigga ever, but I know what the fuck I can do. You know, I've done it before, I can do it again. You know, but some motherfuckers, never seen them again. Ever. You know, that's been happening over the years a lot more, especially since I've been fucking with certain type of shit. You know, get into it with a goofy ass nigga, I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying, we gonna see what's cracking, bro. You know, like I said, I don't claim to be the toughest nigga in the world, you know. I just know what the fuck I can do. I ain't finna back down on one of these fucking gay ass niggas. I ain't finna back down on you for what? You know, you a man just like I'm one. But, yeah, it's been this thing where it's like, man, a whole group of niggas, you know what I'm saying, down the street from my crib, they just disappeared. I don't know what the fuck happened to them. Happens all the time. I got into it with one of them niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens all the time. I believe that's some spiritual shit. Because every time a nigga, not to get into my fucking ego, it's going to sound like I'm about to be into what I'm about to say next, but every time I get into one of these, like get into it with one of these goofy ass niggas, they just the dude that specifically the guy that I'm about to get into it with, that I'm going to catch one of these days, disappears. All the fucking time. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm not sure who's doing it, but I definitely believe that's some spiritual shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely off topic, but I just wanted to kind of drop that little, you know. But, yeah, man, that's just pretty much it. You know, life is precious, but it's not in certain aspects. It can be, it is, but it ain't, because, you know, basically everything we got to deal with every day, and you're lower vibrational to being a human, but the human body has a lot of different things. You see, and that's a divine mother. That's a divine spirit. That's a divine spark. That's the great mother. The great mother is basically, in my opinion, all the good that you can have, the good thoughts, you know, the ability to figure out why, because the deity that created this realm at first, I was told and I believe was going to make this place a lot worse. But nope. The divine mother came down right as creation was being made, or afterwards, or whatever the fuck, that's not even the point. Gave everybody the divine spark. Everybody has it, you know, so that's what that is. You know, y'all show me a lot of love on some other on my other videos. I don't know what the fuck y'all niggas on my recent videos. Y'all niggas just like, fuck what this nigga talking about. Motherfuckers on Facebook was like, fuck what he talking about. I ain't trying to watch that shit. Older videos got a lot more clout, so hopefully this one, you know, this one can get a lot more people talking about it and they're interested in what I'm talking about and can leave comments or whatever the fuck. That'd be decent. That'd be nice. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. Anybody got any questions or whatever, I guess leave it in the comments. I can, you know, answer them. I don't claim to know everything, but I can answer them as well off as I can. And that's pretty much it for that video. So y'all be safe out there, man.